Alrighty. Good morning, guys. Happy Saturday. I was gonna say February, March 9th. And I'm excited. I know that we've been all having some positive feedback about our book, and I'll look to our book. And it's a really good book. And Kathy Preshaw, thanks for saying, hey, I think that's good. And you looked at it and you really encouraged us to get it because it's a little book, but man, it's powerful. And just again, it's another book that is helping us grow, but gives us different perspective on what we're doing and makes us understand why there are the people in the industry, not people, but why people don't like people in the industry. And that's why we're changing and we're having that paradigm shift of what we're doing. And, it was so appropriate that the picture popped up in my time hop because I remember seeing Jeff in the front of our hotel last year in Dallas. And I was like, oh, wait, can I have a picture? And when I saw that this morning, I just thought, wow, I'm so excited because now I get to be like one-on-one with him in that NMD summit and Bo Short and all of those people. And I am just going to soak it all up for you guys. And I'm going to get all the information I can get. And I'm going to tell you that he's going to know who I am by the time I leave because I'm so excited. He may not know me. I'll probably be shy, but it's so exciting to be able to be deeper into this, to be able to help you. And this book is just, it's just clarifying stuff for me, for us, for our business. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about a little bit of it. I really like the U Inc. and how he describes U Inc. And I kind of said it yesterday on our Zoom training too, is we really have to go about our business not selling a product or an opportunity. We really have to continue going selling us and letting people gravitate to us and having us be that magnet like you talked about before. But us being us, and we talk about it all the time on our Zooms. It's like you just keep dripping and you keep sharing and you keep doing. And the people who are no longer in everybody's business, the people who are no longer in anybody's here anymore, is because they wanted it too quick, they wanted it too fast, they just wanted to sell a product, they weren't about relationships, they didn't do it right. And I think that's what's so great about us, because that's going to give us that longevity. And he just very clarifies it, and so you can see, I as a person, the services that I can bring to others became my business. My knowledge, leadership, and expertise in marketing became my product. The people who followed and consumed my work became my distribution channel. Selling yourself and the value you have to offer your team as a leader. And that's what's so important. And it's true. It's you sell because people will gravitate towards you. I can say just for me is I've always just been me. I've always just been been who I've always been in, and I've always met amazing people like you guys. And even if you aren't on my team or you were on my team, we've met somehow because we've gravitated towards each other. And I do believe that that's because of who I am. And that's because of my genuinity. I don't know if that's a word, because I know I'm genuine, and I'm humble about it, but I know that the right people gravitate towards me, and then the other ones, repel. So I don't know how that happened. I guess it's probably my upbringing or just me in general. I don't know. But I do feel that sometimes, feel that a lot. You know what I mean? And I'm sure you guys do too, because you all have people that gravitate towards you probably everywhere you go. Because if we all have that magnetic personality. And then, the business model, just following what he said about, what has helped him, what has made him who he is today. And, I highlighted actually a lot on the first 2 pages, and, being well-educated distributors acquire a large base of happy product customers. Now, you don't really see that normally in books or normally in network marketing. And that's what now our compensation plan is wrapped around. It's about our products, but having happy customers, and our customers are going to give us more, more money, and be in the business with people that we care about. It's going to be easier to show them that, because it's more about that. It's about that customer acquisition and really making that an important part of your business, and building those relationships. And like you said, they may not say yes to your business now, but you keep talking to them and they'll do it in their time. And we've talked about that too. And the only way you make it in this industry is to become a leader with a following. And that's what we're all doing. That's why we're all growing. That's why we're all spending so much time with ourselves and U Inc. and growing as a group here, and, going to regionals and going to conference and making those, benchmarks in our business because we're growing as a leader to attract more people and to lead the masses. This was funny. Network marketing is an industry of marketing and promotion pursued by people who have no idea how to market or promote. And that's so true. And so when you look at his system, instead he sells a system to distributors, and we already have a system. And that's what's so cool, is that there's so many companies that don't have a system. And then when you talked about, McDonald's, they have a predictable experience, how McDonald's became McDonald's was because of their system. And that's how Neora is going to become Neora, and this global name that everybody's going to know about, because people are going to say, oh my gosh, you got to meet these people. They're absolutely incredible. And you know what? The business, there's a system. You just follow it and you make money. You just follow it and you make money. You do what it says, you follow it and you make money, and you're with amazing, happy people. So when we think about that, that's our business. And that's incredible to me. They purchased our products because they wanted the end results they would provide. It's all about creating trust. Think of marketing as dating. But again, like our business is all about trust with our business and what we're doing. And then over time, it's just numbers game. I mean, you're building a distribution channel and you're building that pipeline. The timing for everyone is going to be right. And that's what I like. You build that pipeline. Like he said, he did 90 doctors every month for a year. And he built that pipeline so that eventually the timing for someone was going to be right every single day. And that's how he built a big network, because he built that pipeline. So when you think about it for yourselves, when you're building your business, you don't talk to just 5 people, because it's a little pipeline. You can, but it's only going to be 5 people, and you do 5 times 12 and you just do little by little. It's going to take you a while to build that business. But that's why when we have parties, we say invite 50 to 60 people. We say invite 80 people, invite 90 people, because you have to have that numbers way high to get 3. And the reality is that that's just what happens, and that's unfortunate. But you just keep doing that, you keep doing that. And then eventually over time, when you do the 60, the 80, the 90 people, you may get 5, 10, you may get 10, 12, you may get 15, 18. And eventually it's just going to go up, and it's going to go up. Oh, we have a new member. Look at the little kitty cat. Once you start to implement this strategy, you're no longer building a network marketing business. And that's what I like. You're building the distribution channel. At the end of the day, your business is your list. Do not underestimate the relationship component. That's everything. And then again, there's only one way to build a real list. You earn your readers' attention the old-fashioned way, by delivering value. And that's that whole PVL, your personal value level. So talk to me, anybody. Okay, let me go to you guys. I mean, this it's simple, but then it's not. I mean, it's simple, but we have to just keep it, because I think for me, when I only thought of network marketing as network marketing, and the negative you hear, and the no's, and you just do it. I tried to do it the traditional business way, and it didn't work. And so following the system works, and now knowing that works, it's just the way we have to do it all the time. So it's enlightening to read this book. Okay, so who would like to share first? Michelle, go ahead. Oh, I saw your finger, so I'm going to make you go first. Go ahead.
I was just adjusting my screen, but okay. That's okay. What I got from it, there was so much from it. Like they say, the customer isn't as interested in the product as they are in the end results for them. So it's so important to try and encourage them to take the pictures, because that's the hardest thing, is getting people to take the pictures. Mm-hmm. And the one I really liked was someone doesn't want to buy a drill to drill a hole. They want the hole. They don't care about the drill. But I build furniture, so I care about the drill. I have a real problem. I have a lot of drills. So anyway, that's a little strange. I thought, well, that man's not a builder, is he? Because of course you care about the drill. But okay, that's weird. But just that, and the fact that you need to just expand. And my purpose is to get my downline so they're successful. I want them more successful than me. That's not happening at the moment, but it's kind of frustrating. I also saw my accountant yesterday, and she thinks I'm not making enough money that the government is going to let me continue to do this. They're going to say it's a hobby and I can't claim things again. So, I mean, that's huge. I thought I was doing so well, like maybe just about $1,000 a month, not for details, but that's considered a hobby in Canada. So Isn't that interesting?
It is.
So I thought, no, you can't take my business away from me. But anyway, that's just totally different. Back to the book. No, it's excellent. I really like it. So that's it. Yeah.
Well, and yes, Michelle, based on what you said, yeah, he probably wasn't a furniture builder, but it's true what he said, and that is, people look, oh, and of course, Pumpkin, you want to get up right now. How about you lay down, buddy? We're busy right now. You were sleeping so fine. Oh gosh. Okay. So anyways, next person, because now he's getting up and Rosie's okay. So go ahead. Next person. Sorry. Anybody? Hold on. Go ahead. Anybody? Kathy Wright. Can you go, Kathy? Hold on. Wait, hold on. I have to unmute you. Hold on. There you go. Okay.
Okay. Interesting that Michelle was saying that, because my accountant said the same thing to me. So it can happen here in California too. If you're not building your business, they can take it away from you. But I'm not planning on that happening anyway, so we're good. Yeah. I liked what he said about marketing as dating. You have to take the time to build trust and demonstrate value. It's very important. And the building of the list is key here, because I kind of sort of stopped that, and so I kind of screwed myself. But I started during the week and added more people. I've got to do that Facebook Live. I know you challenged me, so I'm going to do it. Let's see, what's a relationship component is everything, is what he said, and that is true. And the quality of the relationship is key also. So that's all we got to do, is just keep talking to people, keep, I figured going on their websites and their Facebook pages and I do that a lot. I like their comments, or I comment on their comments. So keeps everything in the loop. So I think I'm on the right track. I know I'm on the right track. It's just a numbers game, is how they really tell you. So, but I'm getting a lot out of the book. I really liked it.
Yeah, I agree. And it's funny, if you're just, again, on the business isn't making money. I know I've heard it from a lot of people, but it's because they expect you to make $100,000 to call it a business. And in my opinion, if you make $12,000 in a year, that's a business. Like that's money. I mean, it's a side gig. It's not your 100% full income, but it's a side gig. So that should be allowed. But governments have it backwards sometimes. Yep. And then when you talked about like the numbers game. So when I started, I had a list, and it was my little list, and then I kept adding and adding and adding, and every year I'd add more and I'd add more and I'd add more, and I started probably with 100 names, and I can tell you my list that I have now that I've created over the time of 6 years is not even as big as it should be, but it's pretty thick, and it's probably a couple thousand people now. And it's because I've gone, it was just people that I was like my warm market that I talked to in the beginning. And then it was, okay, I went on Facebook and I write down more people. Then I became more friends with people. I mean, I'm probably 8 to 15 new friends on Facebook a month. And they're people I know, or people that I come across like out in the world, not strangers, not those guys from wherever, Indonesia, Nigeria, not those crazy people that I don't know who they are, but it's actually people that I've met, or it's people that are in my circle of friends. And I just keep adding and adding and adding every month. And then I do try to go out, because Vicki asked me one time, when you go out, do you talk to people when you go out? Absolutely. Every time I go, I know all the waitresses and the bartenders and all the people in my neighborhood, because I go out to the same places until I get to know them. So when I walk in, they know my name. Do they know about Neora yet? No, but it's a slow process. I did that when I first moved here with a waitress from one of the restaurants, or a bartender, and I would go in maybe once a week, and her and I became friends. And then one day I heard somebody next to me saying something about their skin, and I said, oh, I have something for that. And then I said, here, let me give you a sample. I gave it, and then the bartender goes, Monique, what do you have? And I explained it. She goes, oh, I bought that before, but it didn't work. And I said, okay, well, yeah, I mean, maybe it changed. I can get you eye patches or something. Well, she became a customer, and she still is a customer. Every now and then, she doesn't even live here anymore. And I mean, she's coming back into town in March, and she sent me a message. I'll be at Limericks. Come see me. We're not the best of friends. We don't talk every day, but I still have that relationship. you know, and I reached out to her last month and I said, hey, you know, I'm just checking in to see if you're ready for any more product. And she goes, I wish I could, but I have no money right now. And I said, okay, no problem. And then she texted me back saying she was going to be in town. So guess what? I'm going to talk to her next time when I see her on St. Patrick's Day. And I'm going to say, look, you know what? I know you said you didn't have money. Life's a little rougher in Lake Havasu. It's harder to make a lot of money. Just take a look at my opportunity, because it could be something that you can start over there. Do I think she'll do it? I don't know. She, you know, but I'm going to share it with her now, because she gave me that in. She told me it's too hard to live here. There's not enough money to be made in Lake Havasu. So it's a relationship that I had to build for 5 years, but it didn't, you know, she's become a customer. So you always got to remember all of that about every single person you come in contact with, because you don't know the end result to it. You just don't know what's going to happen.
That's true.
So, yeah. Okay. Kathy Presho, you want to share?
There we go.
Okay.
Now, my animals will just leave me alone for 5 minutes.
They can't. You're their mommy.
Oh my gosh. Like every time I get on a Zoom. I guess they're jealous. So what I got so far reading these 2 chapters was that it's all about me and who I am. And also this whole thing about the list like stabbed me in the heart, because I don't have a list, not a good list. And I don't think I'm really good at following up either. So that slapped me in the face, and I need to, if I want to be successful, I need to do that. You know, more specifically, it's the quality of the relationship you have with people on your list.
Mm-hmm.
So just like you were saying, getting out when you're out and about, and when you go places. Like I was at the doctor's office, and she asked me what I did, and I told her, and she said, you know, she basically said, well, tell me more, you know. So I did, and then it kind of got dropped. But I'm going to follow up with her and, you know, send her a sample and a brochure and say, you know, I'll talk to you, you know, I'll catch up with you later. And I need to do more of that.
Mm-hmm. And that's key what he said, because remember he goes, like they all say, fortune's in the follow-up.
Yeah.
And that's that list. And you know, it's like we said, it's all a learning process. When I had started my list, I didn't have a list really. I had a little list, and then, you know, I did Premier Designs, and then somebody said to me, well, have you ever reached out to anybody that you used to sell jewelry to? And I was like, no. And they're like, do you have their names and addresses? I go, well, yeah, I have about 1,000 receipts in my garage in a bag. I could put all, and I sat there and I wrote down everybody's name and address and everybody's phone number. And I've reached out to them, but half the time they didn't know who I was. But I did that, and I have them there, so I can still always go back to it. But it is a process. You know, one of the things that really helped me with getting that list together was I literally went through Facebook one day, and I went through each of my friends on Facebook. I wrote every single person's name down and how I knew them. I did not write the Nerium, at that time, Nerium people down. I just wrote people who are not in Nerium. I wrote their name and how I know them, their name and how I knew them. And then I started going and instant messaging them, saying, I'm not sure if you remember me, blah, 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 or, hey, how's it going? I haven't seen you since high school, but hey, I was wondering if I could share some information with you. And that's how I started with that. That was my first initial, was going through Facebook. And then I made it a point to make sure I added friends to Facebook. So I would go on Facebook and I start looking for people that I knew, mutual friends of a friend, and I start adding them and saying, hey, I don't know if you remember me. And then I started developing that relationship. And I'll tell you that a lot of the times when I develop the relationship, add the new people on Facebook, I don't tell them what I do. I just know they'll see what I do on Facebook. And a good example is, and I'm just, all my posts, it used to be just like Nerium people commenting or Nerium people liking it. And I have to say, there's certain posts that will get so much traction, like that one yesterday I posted about the NMD Summit. I have so many comments and so many people that liked it. And when I look at the people that like it, it's people I babysit for who don't even really know what I do. It's friends from high school who kind of see what I do, but they don't really know. It's friends that I used to have in the past that or like, what is she doing now? You know, it's people that are not in Neorium, but a lot of Neora people, but a lot of people who are not. So now I know who those people are, so I can go to them and say, hey, let's have lunch. Hey, let's have coffee. I'm not talking about Neora, but I guarantee when I sit down and have coffee or a drink or something, they're going to say, hey, Monique, what was that post about? What happened? What do you mean? And then that's my in. So so remember that too, when you do your posts and you have people who are not in Neora, reach out to them and say, hey, let's have some coffee, or hey, you know what? I have some free time this week. Are you free? And you're doing that because you're fresh in their mind from a post that they saw, and they're going to ask you about it. And it's not like you're going to them saying, hey, I need to show this to you. Make sense? And it's a better kind, I think in my way, it's not so aggressive to them. And we're not trying to be aggressive, but like we all know, we're all trying to share what we have with the people and the networks that we have. Oh my gosh, my dog is just standing at the door. Hold on. Come on, you already went. Go inside. Okay. It's cold. I have the door open. It's freezing. Anyway, so but just go to the people like that, and that's how your list is just going to expand, Kathy. And you just keep meeting people, like you said, and write them down, because that's the hardest part. I mean, my mom's doctors. I don't have all. I mean, I have all of their information, and they all know me for the past 2 years, but I haven't asserted myself with my business to them yet, or what I do, or to take a look at the products. I did to one doctor, and they're just so busy. I know that they don't have time, and that's me making an excuse for them. But I made a decision the other day that I see so many doctors every week that I have to just say, hey, you know what, can you do me a favor? This is a product I represent. My mom is taking it. What do you think about it? Or what should I do? No, I got to get more of that towards the doctors. Unfortunately, we know doctors don't really approve our products, so to say, because they're not like medicine. But I don't know, I need to do more of that. So it's a challenge sometimes for me too. So yeah, Kathy, you got this. You can work on that list easy.
When you let's say you do that, where you not, this kind of goes off topic, but when you invite one of your friends from Facebook to get together for coffee or whatever, do you wait for them to mention Neora? Mm-hmm. Or how do you approach it?
Yeah, I'll just go and have coffee with them. Catch up. That's what I call catch up. You're just catching up. And if I guarantee 99% of the time, they're going to ask you what you're doing. I mean, you haven't caught up in a long time. They're going to ask you what you're doing. There's no way, if somebody's completely just all about themselves, then they won't ask you what you're doing, but it will come up in the conversation. And if they don't bring it up, then you can always bring something up, and you can say, you know, like you're talking and say she or he talks about something that happened at work, or somebody over here is real tired, or, oh, I know, I used to be really tired too, but thank God for the new supplements I take, and then just move on. Add things that are appropriate to the conversation, you know, or, you know, because something will always come up. Something will always come up that you can talk about something.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. And you know what, so right now, like a couple things that I would say that we should be, like the firm being sold out is a huge deal. I actually just borrowed from Jeff Cotro. I can't say his name. He's from Michigan. He's a funny guy. So he posted a picture of the side, like butt leg thing. And he posted the 30-day, 60-day, 90-day, and it says sold out. And on his little thing, he said, if you missed out, or sorry, it's sold out. And he's like, but, and then he says, it's going to be back, so get on my list. And he's just genius. The man has sold 12 bottles of Firm the first 6 days of March. Like, wow. No joke. Yeah, and he's a guy. He's hilarious. So if you need a guy to go with a guy, this is the guy you want to introduce to. And he's going to Nashville, and I've been helping him to get there and helping him to get a room with one of the other guys, with that guy, Renee, Kathy.
I was going to say, what about Renee? Because I know.
Well, I didn't know. So it was so weird that day that I went to Maggie's. Jeff reached out to me and said, hey, Monique, I want to go to Nashville, but no ladies want me to stay with them. I was like, probably not. I said, if I hear of anything, Jeff, I will let you know. I just don't know about many guys. And that night, Renee said he wanted to go. He said he had a room from you, but he didn't have any roommates. I go, I have a roommate for you. So I connected them.
Okay, cool.
what I was saying was that focus on that with not Canada, because you guys have the firm, but make fun that we ran out, do that. Go to Canada and say, ha ha, the US ran out and we still have some, don't miss out because we'll run out. And really, hyping up your Nashville trip, hyping up the things that are happening right now, so that when you do get to meet some of these people, and I would tell you, try to set up some coffee dates, set up a glass of wine date, those conversations will come up. You know what I mean? So you do the legwork of putting about the firm, putting about your Nashville, putting about, just different than the new compensation plan, putting about stuff and your personal stuff. But then when you go out with your friends, that will come up in the conversation. So it takes a little work to do that too. Yeah, got you. So that's what I would suggest too. But thank you, Kathy. And let's see, anybody else? So how about Catherine? You're my next on the screen, so you're right there. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, I unmuted myself and you did too. So, yeah, just a few things. I mean, you guys touched on so many of the things that I'm sure we were all highlighting as well. But I remember at a conference, there's a former leader that was on stage, and he said that, he kept going to Jeff saying, what about this? And, what about that? And Jeff would give him the same response every time.
Mm-hmm.
And then he finally said, well, what about this? And what about that? He kept asking. And he goes, well, you keep giving me the same answer. And he goes, well, yeah, see, I'm just trying to tell you that this is what you do. And it's like he kept hearing the same thing over and over and over again. So that's one thing I'm finding in our books that we've been doing, is that, it's like edifying everything that we hear from our leaders. And, pipeline, Vicki was just talking about pipeline versus funnel at regional. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it's just, I think it's comforting to know that they keep re-edifying everything that we're learning along the way. And I know that one thing that really kind of, it kept coming up for me when I first started with, when we were in Nerium, was that, I kept thinking about traditional business, and we are so not traditional business. And it didn't, it wasn't until I really started, going to all the trainings that I really learned that it really is about relationships. And I think that is something that has really helped me, reach relationships that, I've always wondered, oh, I wonder how that person is. And it's really encouraged me to get out of, and I'm really starting to love my uncomfort zone, because, I've really, wanted to reach out to these people. And it's almost like, our personal development is giving us permission, to do that. And it's okay. You don't have to be, I mean, so what if it takes, weeks or months to finally get in touch with somebody, but you really finally do. And I know that one thing that was really important to me before Nerium, now Neora, was trust. Because and like Jeff was saying when he was here in February, the pulling and the pushing of the products. And, there's so many products out there that before I even was thinking of, because when I was thinking about trying a product, I didn't want a multi-step program. Right. And there's so many out there that say they're going to do this, and they overpromise and they under-deliver. And so that was something that was really important to me, was the trust of our product. And that was something that they say in the book. And once you start developing your relationships with people, you're forming trust with them. And then, and I'm thinking trust, I'm developing relationships, I'm gaining their trust. And now my pipeline is growing. So it's like all these dots are connecting together. And it was just really enlightening. And, and I can, that you already touched on so many other things that I highlighted as well, is like, at the end of the day, your business is your list.
And, you know, I think some of us struggle with that too. And the follow-up, I mean, that is something that, you know, when Jeff talks about master the mundane, it's like, okay, now I really know what that means, because I know that, I mean, because a lot of the stuff when you first start, they're just words that really don't have a lot of meaning yet until you really get into the nitty gritty. And I'm really finding that nitty gritty are connecting, and they're taking hold. There's so much truth and validity to that. And so anyway, I don't know, everything is just really finally coming together, and everything is like, you know, some of those doubts that I had, you know, they come and go, and, you know, but I'm still here. So I know that I'm supposed to be here, and, you know, things happen for a reason. You're in this business. Everybody here on the Zoom is in this business for a reason, and it came to you for a reason, and that's why you're still here. And so I just, you know, I'm loving this book, and just so appreciative of all of you guys. Thank you so much for your love and support, and can't wait to see you guys again.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's true. And you know, it's interesting is, so we look here, there's like 8, 9, 10 of us. And then I knew there's a few of them that couldn't get on, but I'm going to tell you that just imagine this, when we do this like this together, how impactful it is for us and how impactful it is for our businesses and when we move forward and how we go. And if you look at the top 10 lists, our names are usually on those lists. You know, our names are popping up because we're doing and we're doing this together. Just imagine when we're able to do a Zoom like this and there's double or triple or 4 times the amount of us and they're on your team, you know, and then your team starts growing to this exponential part. And like Michelle says, she just wants to, you know, help her team. And it's true. I was there. I've been there. I always want to help my team, even till today. Okay. And here's just an example. I have on here 1, 2, 3, 4 people on here are from my team. All the other ones are not on my team. Okay. So there's 4 of you on my team. I want this for all of my people. And you know me as a leader, you know who I am, you know, and I'm not saying anything negative, I'm just giving facts. There's only 4 on here that are on my team, and I have about 150 people on my team, about 50 to 75 people who are actively working the business. And I started this by inviting all of them on this. Do I think about it every day that I have all those other people out there who are not on this and all these other people who are not getting what we're getting? I don't, because I focus on the people like all of you who aren't even on my team and the ones on my team that want to do this. You have to always remember that people are going to either want to or not want to. And what's going to happen is some of the people have to have that day of disgust to realize they need this. Because right now, it's just a product for them. Right now, they don't have that burning desire to share this with people. They don't have that burning desire to grow. They don't have that, because they're comfortable still. You know, they're still in their comfort zone. They joined the business because they saw it as a way out or a way to add something or something. They saw it as like, yes, but guess what? They're still going to be in their comfort zone for a while. And I have people on my business, it's like they just buy the product. That's okay. You need those people too. You need the ones who just buy the product. And, you know, I'll say, okay, well, we have this group. You want to be involved? No, I just don't have time. Okay, no problem. I move on. I don't try to convince them, because I don't want to convince anybody to be a part of this who doesn't want to be a part of this, because it'll never work out and it'll be too much work for me. And I have only, you know, we all have just a limited time of ourselves, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm keeping that spot open for the person who wants it. I'm keeping that spot open for my next brand partner who's like, Monique, I'm ready to run. Tell me what to do. I am waiting for that person, because that person's coming. That person's gonna say, okay, tell me, coach me, guide me, tell me what to do. And I have, it's gonna happen. And then that's what's gonna happen for all of us. You're gonna have one person do that, and you have another person do that, and all you need are 3 to 5. All you need are 3 to 5 coachable people who want this business, who see value in it, who see value in the products, who see value in the people. And that's what you want. Yeah, I want to show you. That's my bottom of my cup. I I just finished and I looked at the bottom like, oh, but I need to get more coffee. So who wants to share next? Let's see. Who do we miss? Pat. Go ahead, Pat.
Well, I've been reading and reading, but what I like is that I'm selling myself. And I hadn't been doing that, I don't think. I was needing more with what the product could do for them, which is what he said too about, Michelle was talking about the hammer and the hole. You know, you want to tell them the advantages of using the product.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they're looking for something like that and not a system, like Catherine was saying, but I have to have more confidence in the people that I talk to are not my 9s and 10s. I'm talking to the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1s, and I need to have more of the people who understand or the people who have the funds to purchase, because a lot of the ones I've been talking to is too expensive. I know that it works, but I can't afford it. They're going on and on and on. I need other people. So when I went for my doctor's visit this week, she was just so impressed. She says, I can't believe that you're your age. And they did that neurological test on me. It was so funny. And so she says, you only miss one. And most people at your age, miss more than that. And that was my opening. Of course, it's my EHT. It's the product, one of the products that we share with people. And she wanted to know more about that. So then out comes the brochure. So I left that in the office, and they was, well, you're a walking advertising for the product, for the skin product. And I said, well, I can get some samples for you. I had some in my purse, but I wanted their information so that I could mail them out. So it's a walk. It is a walk. It's a trust walk. It's an assertive walk, and not being. But I wasn't going like that before. I was more on pushing the product and not allowing people to come to me who want what I have.
Right.
So it's a mindset. I'm trying to get where I need to be so that people will be drawn to me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it takes time, it takes time. I can tell you, if you ask any leader, if you ask Linda Lindsay, if she was who Linda Lindsay is now, she wasn't. How long has she been in this industry? She's been in this industry a long time, and it took her time to be who she is. So it's going to take time for sure for all of us. But I'm proud of you, Pat, because you recognize it. And that's the biggest thing, is that we recognize what we're doing differently, but we're recognize, okay, I got to do this. I got to do this. And we're the only ones who can recognize what we need to do for ourselves. Somebody can't tell you because you won't listen to it. Like in the beginning when they told me, Monique, you can't share the information. Why not? I know the information. Why can't I share it? I don't understand that. So it takes us to recognize what we need. Are you leaving, Michelle, or are you okay? Hold on, I see you moving around. Hold on. There, I unmuted you.
Sorry, guys, I do have to go. Do you want to take your picture before I go?
Yes, that's why I asked. Hold on. Okay.
That's what I was asking. Let me so I'm not standing behind my dirty old garage. I'll stand. Okay.
Okay. All right. There's
Get my
Robin.
cute little car.
Solange, are we going to see you in bed? Like me, I'm in bed. Okay.
Well,
Let's see.
it's 11
Solange.
o'clock and
Nope. Okay. Ready? Smile. Okay. Let me check. Okay. I got everybody. All right, Michelle. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm so sorry I have to go. Thank you, everybody.
That's okay. I understand.
Okay. We'll see
And
you
we're
next
gonna read.
week.
We're gonna read the next. I think it's the next 3 chapters because they're short. So
Okay.
so we're reading 4, 5, and 6.
Good. Okay. Try and
Okay.
stop us.
I know.
Okay, bye. Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Alrighty. So let's see who's next. Sharon. How about you, Sharon? Oh, Pat. You had something else, Pat?
I have a question. How do you get your Neora business off of Facebook? Not Neora, Nerium.
Yeah.
Off of Facebook and
I know.
start over.
Kathy Wright was trying to do it, and they wouldn't change it, and they wouldn't let her change it. So it's looking like you're going to have to create a whole new page.
Okay, and you can't take the other one off?
You can, I guess. I don't know, disable it, Kathy, right? What do you
I think you can
Yes.
hide it.
hide it?
You can actually delete it. It'll allow you to delete it, but then that everything that you've done there, you're gonna have to recreate, which is really
Fine, because mine wasn't doing what I wanted it to do anyway. I
Oh,
don't think,
yeah,
I wasn't maximizing it.
I was starting to get traction on mine, which is why I'm kind of
Okay, so
hesitant.
don't, so Kathy, don't delete yours. Keep
Okay.
yours going. Pat, delete yours if you want. But this, when you guys said it, something clicked in my head. On the NMG call on Monday,
Mhm.
we're going to have a trainer in Nashville that's going to train us on social media.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so they're getting some top-notch person to train us on how to use social media, which probably will teach us about our business pages, our personal pages, and everything. So we're going to have somebody teaching us about social media. So I would just wait a little bit. Let's wait until after Nashville to do anything like that.
I actually, and I don't know if it's a good idea, was going to send a text or put a post on Team Neora to see if somebody there had the ability to help
ask
us, or even to help us to reach out to
Facebook.
Facebook for us. And
Perfect.
and
Yeah, do
ask-
it. Do it. See what happens.
Okay, all right. I wasn't sure if that was a proper place to do it, so
I would do it there.
hesitated. Okay.
And like they said on they had a post in New York. Go in the search box first and see if anybody else has asked about Facebook name change. If not,
Okay.
then go ahead and do it
Okay. Yeah.
because they
I'll do
won't
it.
respond to duplicate questions. They said.
All right. Okay.
Okay, Sharon, your turn.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep.
All right, so this book is awesome. Everything that I read, I've been sharing it with Dennis, so he understands. And in chapter 3, the business model.
He's waving.
I know he is, isn't he? About creating trust.
Mhm.
That is something that I have built my real estate business on, is that creating that trust and the repeat referrals and I was taught in real estate, just like this book says, time on task over time. Time on task over time. So you do a little bit here and there, but you continuously keep doing the same thing over and over time, and then it will bring you results, right? Same thing he's saying is what? Constant contact over time. So what I was having this mind issue, mind problem that was affecting me was the fact that I had done that in real estate. And now I was going to be giving that up to do Neora, and I was going to be losing that credibility of the real estate that I had built, empire that I had built. And my mind was playing games with me. And I would keep self-sabotaging myself. That I recognized. And then I had to stop, and while reading this, I had to stop and say, Sharon, what is it ultimately you really, really want? Yes, you spent the last 32 years doing real estate, building your business, but what is it ultimately you want? You want freedom. You don't want to be out showing homes in the middle of the wintertime when it's snowing and dealing with crazy people. I would rather be doing this. So that mind shift, but it took time for me to realize that and time for me to accept that. And that was the hardest part. Oh, Pumpkin!
I know, sorry.
So that was the hardest part because I did have a couple of my real estate people say, in fact, just one recently, Sharon, I didn't think about you because I forgot that you were in real estate because I saw you posting this other stuff on Facebook. So that was a huge tug of war for me. And we're talking a sell and a buy, and that's like almost $1.5 million total sales, which could have been a good big commission. And so I struggled with that. But I have to understand ultimately, what is it that I want? What is it that I want going forward from here.
Mhm.
And that is for Dennis and I to build this business together so that we could do this together. And I don't have to look back on what I missed out on and just look forward to something even better that's going to come of it. So that's been the whole struggle. And I didn't realize it until I started reading this. And I don't know, does anybody else who has a business also,
Kathy.
struggle with that?
Kathy Prussia is raising her hand.
Hi, Sharon. I'm also an agent, a real estate agent.
Oh, I
And-
didn't know that.
Yeah. And I struggled with it as well. What I found is that my happiness and my passion is with Neora. And I struggled the same way. There's that commission that you feel like you're going to lose. You're always searching for the next deal. And I didn't find that happiness in doing that I do with Neora. And once I've made that switch in my mind, I feel like I know my path much better than I did before.
Thank
So,
you.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Because see, I'm in a new area, so I'm having to rebuild my real estate business, from Southern California to Virginia.
Mhm.
And so the struggle between trying to build that business and build Neora, it was like, what do I do?
Yep. That's where
And
I was.
trying to find that clarity, it's so hard.
Mhm.
And what I was or who I was in the past is not who I really want to be. And so thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And again, that's the only person who could have figured that out was you. None of us could have figured that out for you. So that's why these things are so important. And if you hear snoring, it is not me snoring. It is Pumpkin snoring on my lap, just so you know. He's going to be really loud in a second. So just sharing that with you guys. But no, it's incredible that the clarity and the things that come out that we need to know, that we need to have to the forefront of our brain, Sharon, because I know you've been struggling with it, and I know that it's been a challenge. And and I could see what I could see, but it had to be you seeing it and figuring it out. So again, I'm proud of you for figuring it out. Maybe you and Kathy could actually, text each other, help each other out with that, because I know that, you still have real estate and you still can do that. I believe you can do both. I believe you can still, and your friends who don't think you do real estate, well, prove to them that you can do both. I can do both. This is the whole joy of this business. I don't have to just do one. I can do both, and show them that. So awesome. Okay, so Robin, Solange, or Terry, the last three that maybe you want to share. You guys are on the bottom of my screen. Any of you guys free? Solange, I saw you unmute first.
Well, I just got my book on Thursday.
Okay.
So I'm just starting. I'll get caught up with you guys by next week.
Mm-hmm.
But it is awesome. It is awesome. I'm going to relook at my list and all that good stuff. But this is an excellent book.
Awesome. Okay, well, you're going to have to buy the next book because that's coming up soon.
I know. So I was thinking that because you're almost done with this one. So
well, and this
did you
one's really
post it?
Yeah, and this one's short. I did post it. This one's short, so we'll probably have, let's see, probably maybe 3 more weeks. Probably 3 more weeks of this. And then the other one is kind of on the longer side, but it'll go longer for us.
Yeah. Well, I'll order that book today. I'll look on there and I'll order it when I hang up because I don't know. These last 2 books have come so late.
I know because remember I had to reorder it for you at Regionals because it didn't even order or something.
Exactly.
Okay, so yeah, I would look on there again and try to order it. It's there. It's one of the bigger. I mean, it's a popular book, so it's there.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Solange.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How about Robin or Terry?
I guess me.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm really liking this book, and what I decided I was going to focus on for the rest of this month is what I always struggle with, and that is follow-up. So that's what I'm going to focus on. That is my focus for the rest of the month. Because the more you do something, the better you get at it.
Awesome. Awesome. And Fortune is in the follow-up. Robin is a woman of few words.
Yep. I don't like, you know what? I don't like to keep you people all morning.
We like to keep you.
I know.
She's like, follow up. Okay, next. That's perfect. That's perfect. Terry, I don't know if you're driving or if you're busy or whatnot, but did you want to share anything? Just say yes or no, because I just see your face. And you may not hear me because I know she cut out earlier. Let's see. Okay, maybe
I
not.
can hear you.
Okay.
In my usual way, I'm trying to catch up, so I'm just listening there. I'm just enjoying listening to everybody else's feedback.
And that's perfect. But what did you get? Like, maybe what did you get from the feedback you heard today?
Well, I suffer. I related to Sharon the most this morning because, as you know, I suffer greatly with my juggling act with my this business that my other business. You know, there's been a big change like in the last, I guess it's already probably been almost 7 months or something like that. It's caused me to have to take, I've changed my word for the year, by the way. It was abundance before, and I just realized my word needs to be focus, because if I focus on the things that are important, abundance and those things will follow. So just a little side note there. But yeah, the struggle is real. I totally empathize with Sharon, but she's got it together because she's figured out what she wants. And I'm still working. Well, I have financial needs right now, and I understand this business is slight edge for me, and I'm not going to have the big bucks right away, but my other business allows me to, if I'm focused, to have not necessarily big bucks, but the stuff that's to sustain my household. Mm-hmm. So it's a juggling act for me. It's not easy, but it's doable. I just have to find that. I just try to, I'm just trying to weave it in better again, because I kind of got off weaving it in. Mm-hmm. But it's doable to weave. 2 a day hasn't been happening. Anyway, I'm kind of going on and on and on. I'm the anti-Robin. She just said 2 words. I'll say 20.
That's why Robin likes to sit between us.
Oh boy, poor thing. Anyway, yeah, that's this morning. That's I get it. And the posting about one business over the other, it takes creativity to do it, mm-hmm. so that people don't forget you for what you're doing for your main business. Well, for now, or main business for real estate.
Right.
It does take. You have to be intentional.
Yeah. Well, and like you said, you just have to start weaving it back in. And if it means that you just do one a day, 3 days a week, or 5 minutes here, just doing that. And I think that's, and you be recognizing what is missing is what's important. Again, it starts with you, but you recognizing that. And, we joke about how we get together for a margarita, when I'm in town, but but when I do meet with you, that's when we're able to do your Neora business together, because it pushes you to do it. Like I pushed you to do the 2 parties, or, and it makes it a little easier. So if you can find somebody, like not just you, but people, all of us, if you struggle with things, find somebody in the business that you can meet with at least once a week, because they'll help you get back on track, or, like Sharon and I, we talk every single morning and we just touch base. And if I can't touch base, I can't touch base. We mostly touch base every single morning. And so you have to have that accountability with somebody also to help you with your business. So, but you're doing what you're doing, Terry. You got it. I mean, you know how to do this and you are weaving it in. So congrats to you too.
Well, I'll be honest, I think for me, when this is what I know. This is not news. It's doing something about it. Is what I struggle with is windows of time to do certain activities. And I think I'm discovering that I need to do that in my other business as well, because I end up I'm reacting my whole day. Mm-hmm. It's gotten to the point where it's about to kill me. So, mm-hmm. I need to come up with a better plan. I bought this big desktop paper calendar that it's got 1 page per month, and I'm trying to write places I'm going to go and people I'll see, but I haven't, I suffer from a lack of having like a more definitive schedule and doing the same things over and over and over that will get me the results I need. So this is the same for this. So if I just say, okay, every morning at 8 o'clock or 7:45, I'm going to reach out to 3 people or 2 people or whatever it is. I need to write, but I have to, you know what? I suffer from not writing it down. I need to write it all down on a schedule and just do it.
Right. And you suffer from doing that probably also because when you're about to do it, you get pulled in another direction.
Every day.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing that, I need to stay away from my email until I do the one thing I need to do before I get on the email.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you, the pull of technology is killing me.
Right. And maybe trying to do what they always say, plan your day before the day begins so that you already have it set for the next day before you go to bed, even if it's at midnight.
I was thinking about writing a list of, here's what I'm going to do tomorrow. Get up, brush my teeth, drink a glass of water, like this from the other book, right? Break it down into the smallest thing and just I feel good because I'm checking off little things,
Yep.
Every day, write a new list. Oh,
right.
Anyway.
Kathy Wright had a question. Go ahead, Kathy. You can unmute. I can't unmute you and my hands are tied.
Not a question so much as a comment for Terry. I think I struggle with what she's going through too sometimes. I know I did that whole mindset reset thing, but it really takes a lot of discipline, which, believe me, I'm really bad at. So it just takes a lot of discipline for me to just stay on course. Because I do get distracted with the social media and I'm trying to put the darn thing down, but that's how I do my business. So I've got to mute it and forget about it and give myself a window of time to fit those little nooks and crannies in there. So Terry, just commiserating with you because I have that same issue and I'm retired, so I have time, but I still have that problem. I can't imagine what you're going through having the other business and trying to get this done too. So kudos to you for doing it. But I'm struggling too with that.
Yeah.
I think that you guys, I think that Terry, once you sit down and you start managing it, it's going to be that slight edge. It's going to be that slight edge of adding this one day and doing this one day and doing this one day and just a little bit until you get perfect at it. And you, of all people that I know, you're going to make it work. You're going to make it happen. I don't know another person. I mean, I know a lot of people, but I could say you are one person that you know exactly what you need. You know exactly what needs to happen, and you're going to make it happen. Like there's no doubt in my mind. So it'll all come. So you got to give yourself a little grace also that it's going to take a little time. It can't happen tomorrow. We're Capricorns. We want it to happen now, and it won't happen now. But you have to give yourself a little grace because the grace is going to get you through it because you just have to know, I'll get there. You just have to keep telling yourself, I'll get there. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get there. And just keep telling yourself that because then instead of being so hard on yourself that you can't do it, you keep saying, I'm going to do it. I'm getting there. It's going to be fine. And that is going to help you get through it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just have to show you guys, we're almost done, but tell me this isn't the cutest thing ever.
You're frozen on my screen.
On my there. Look at this.
Maybe.
See this? This is what I'm talking about. This is my little love. His head is so heavy on my arm. Sorry. Okay. He pushed his way up here while we were talking so he could lay on my arm. It's hilarious. Anyways, okay. Anybody? I know he's my love. This is my 16, almost 17 in November pug and my baby. Okay. I do it for him, and that's the crazy thing. I'm doing my business for this guy so I can be with him all the time because, it's a blessing for me to be able to be with him all the time. Trust me, my world is revolved around him now. Okay, anybody else? Anything else before we go? We're ready to head out for our day. Okay, so everybody, please take a look at all the RRPs, all the Zooms, everything that I posted. That's how my schedule looked when my business was growing, when my business was thriving, when all of the people who are doing their parties, their business was thriving, their business was growing. Kathy Wright, you had asked me about Monday. Do you want me to Zoom in? Because I can't be there. I had texted you, but I didn't hear back from you. I can't, you have to unmute.
On the 11th?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working on getting people, so if you don't mind, yeah, that would
I don't
be
mind
awesome.
zooming in. I'll be in Palmdale, so I can zoom in. Just tell me a time.
Okay, and
Okay.
I'm still working on, I haven't gotten any commitments from anybody yet, so it's
Okay.
kind of, so I don't want to hang
Well, and
you
if they
up.
can't make it Monday, we have Limericks on Wednesday in Upland.
Okay,
And we have Amigos on Tuesday in Pasadena. So there's a lot of options. So I did it so that there's a lot of options. So when you guys start inviting your people and they say, oh, I can't do this. Say, oh, well, how about this day? Or how about this day? Or how about this day? So just take advantage of them. And even the Zooms, take advantage of them, get people on the Zooms, walk them through how to get on. So, but that's the way we built the business in the beginning. So, okay.
yes, that's what I was gonna, am I unmuted?
No, you're good. I can hear you.
On the training yesterday that you were so gracious enough to do for us, is there somewhere on there that shows the invitation that we do? Is it the wording for the invitation, or?
No, I just have the flyers that I made.
Oh, you do? Is that something you can post just as an idea? Because
yeah, I'll post it for you. I'll post it on the Focus 20 group.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. So, okay, well, great. Well, everybody have a wonderful Saturday. Have a wonderful week. And again, plug into the events, plug into everything that's going on. The happiness walls are coming up. Those are great. That's a great exposure for you guys to invite people to that. And then just keep rocking your business. Let me go ahead and stop the recording. Not letting me.